Sadhguru, because I just wanted to see who says what about evil. And he said that the greatest evil in the world is ignorance. It's amazing that we have this opportunity to speak to you because we're overwhelmed with everything that is going on in the world. Obviously, every single person is. And the question that I would like to raise today, because I speak to a lot of people and it seems to be what is on everybody's mind, is why is the evil that we see is so overwhelming and incomprehensible? We can't grasp it with our minds. Yet the good, yeah, it's not as impressive as we would like it to be. So there seems to be a disbalance, almost as if the default state of the world is evil and the good is something that we have to work extremely, extremely hard to attain. Is that the right view, or is it something that we're just experiencing in this day and age?
It's all in the media. It's all in the media. It's the perception, not the reality. And of course, perception is very important. The PR battle is important. And the evil seems to keep winning that PR battle. Even while we're winning on every other front, the PR battle we have never won. Never. So here's really what it's down to. There are two ways that we can be victorious. And we will be. But there are two ways. One is we are victorious because we did the right thing. The other is we are victorious because God protects us when we make stupid mistakes. I was hoping that we were grown up enough to actually do the right thing and not need a miracle to pull us out. But I guess not. People have very strong opinions about current events, particularly the exchange for the release of the hostages. It was a terrible thing to do. We are now caught. We're trapped. Another day, and they're playing the game. And once we bit the bait, it's very hard to let go. So it was supposed to be a 4-day ceasefire. It's going to be another day and another day. And they're rearming themselves and they're reorganizing themselves. And then we're going to have to start all over again. It is such a moral disaster. Yeah, it's going to take a miracle to get us out.
Rabbi Friedman, in a case like this, how do we know if it's not supposed to be this way because God wants it to be this way, that this is our decision and we're maybe making the wrong decision? How do we ever know when we make a decision such as this one, if it's God's will or our mistake?
How do we know whether the morality that we're practicing is Jewish morality, which is what God wants, or human morality? Geneva Conference. I think the Geneva Conference is dictating all the behavior. And it's a terrible, terrible mistake. Because the whole conference, the whole idea, the whole plan is so childish and juvenile. Now, we're reading in the Torah about the rape of Dinah. What did her brothers do when Dinah was raped? They went in and wiped out every adult male. Even Yaakov was frightened. Now you're turning the whole world against us, and we're outnumbered and we're a minority. What happened? Nothing. Nobody came to avenge Shechem or Hamor. Nobody. The moral of the story is Torah does not approve of a Geneva Conference. And neither should we. It's probably not too late. See what you think of this. The first group of hostages that they released arrived in Israel Friday night. Wouldn't it have been magnificent if the Jews would have said, Israel would have said, you must return the hostages before sunset. It's Shabbos. They must be here before sunset. Otherwise, no deal. It would have been magnificent. It would have put us completely on the high road. We would have been in control, and we have been behaving in a holy fashion, which they admire and respect. We missed the opportunity. So yes, you're allowed to travel to save your life, and getting away from them is saving your life. So it's not a halachic issue. It's a matter of self-respect. It's a matter of pride. Why do you have to dance according to their drummer or fiddle? Let them dance to your fiddle. Yours is older, smarter, more moral, more godly. That would have been magnificent. The world would have been so impressed. When the Alter Rebbe was told, when the previous Rebbe was told that he is being released from imprisonment, he asked, where am I being taken? They said to Kostrama. He said, how long will it take to get there? They said, 2 days. That would mean we arrive on Shabbos. I'm not going. They said, you can't stay in prison once you've been released. He says, I'm not going. So they made an exception. And they let him stay. They respected it. They, the communists, we are in need of a very strong healing for our inferiority complex. We call ourselves a sovereign state, but we can't act like one.
Rabbi Friedman, but what would it take? What would it take for this to happen?
Brain transplant?
The whole world? Or just certain part of it?
Just the leadership of Israel. I don't know what happens to people who have all the right ideas, all the right attitudes before they become prime minister. And then they become a minister, not even a prime minister. And all of a sudden, everything changes. We can't. We have to ask. What will the UN say? America, the president. All of a sudden, nothing is clear. The path is not clear. What we should do is not clear. We're bogged down by all sorts of... Yeah. We say there are 240 hostages. We're not sure exactly. The whole country is hostage. That's the power they have over us. They have the whole country as hostage.
Rabbi Friedman, actually, that is the premise of today's program, because when I was preparing for it, about as far as what evil is today, it seems like we're hostages of evil, all of us. It seems like evil is really a default state. It seems like every day is a struggle to be good, to be positive, to be optimistic. It's a struggle. It's not, we wake up upset, depressed, stressed out, and then it takes a whole day, or at least a couple of hours in the morning, to get yourself out of this funk. So it seems like we're prisoners of this evil. And my question is this like a recent occurrence, or is it something, or is this the way the world was created? And if yes, why?
This is the way the world was created, and we are sent into this world to fix it. But imagine a teacher walks into a classroom and he calls for help because none of the kids are sitting in their seat. So, well, get them to sit in their seat. It'd be even more ridiculous. The teacher says, open up the books. And they open up the books, and he discovers that they can't read. So he calls the principal. He said, what is this? I'm supposed to teach them? They can't read. I said, well, you're supposed to teach them to read. Don't complain that they can't read. That's what a teacher is for. So we sit here saying, they're so immoral. They're so immoral. Okay. This is nothing new. Question is, can you teach? And no, you can't teach if you think you're one of the students. You can't teach without confidence. You immediately lose control of the class. Everybody knows that. We can teach, but we need the confidence. So that's why we've been talking about this for years. We are the teachers, they are the student. They know nothing. That's not scary. That's the job description. Your students are beginners. They have been taught nothing so far when it comes to morality. So, let's get started. But then you ask them what they think is moral, and you mess everybody up.
Rabbi Friedman, but we're not as versed as we need to be either. So how do we teach without really knowing? I mean, how many Jews out there are extremely oblivious to all our teachings, and not everybody wants to know. Not everybody wants to know. I mean, again, when I was preparing for this program, I actually listened to one of the podcasts by this Sadhguru, very famous in the, because I just wanted to see who says what about evil. And he said that the greatest evil in the world is ignorance. This guru has about 12 million followers on YouTube, very popular gentleman. And this is where we're at. And a lot of our people who are supposed to be the teachers of the world are ignorant to everything that we need to be doing. How do we fix this portion of our life?
If we could at least recognize that our ignorance is handicapping us, then we would find somebody who's not ignorant to be our spokesman. Like maybe Moshiach. But that is the issue. That is definitely the issue. When you hear it from a guru, it sounds like too mystical, too detached from reality. It is the reality, actually. The only question and the only issue is, Are we the chosen people? Boil it down to that simple fact, and everything makes sense. It's not a two-state solution that is the issue. That's not why they hate us, because they don't have a state. That's so ridiculous. The issue has been and will continue to be until we resolve it. Are the Jews the chosen people? Yes or no? If they're not, then we should be removed. That's how the anti-Semite thinks. If we are, then they got to back off. That's it. That's the whole issue. Do we know that we're the chosen people? Of course we know. We're scared of it. It's frightening to be the chosen people. But who doesn't know that we're the chosen people? Question is, can we defend that? All the bombs in the world will not help you defend against that. And if we can't answer that question, then we lost the battle, because that is the battle. Are we or are we not the chosen people? If we are the chosen people, then the chosen land, the Holy Land, belongs to us, no question, no doubts, no argument. If we're not the chosen people, then what are we? A democracy in the Middle East? It's a joke. If we're not the chosen people, then who are we? That's the world's question. Everything else is just a red herring. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there's a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it.